Yes, it's major history and some important news coming out of the Middle East. The president of Iran, Mr. Ibrahim Raisi, has lost his life along with other notable government officials in a helicopter crash in the Republic of Iran, uh, possibly due to mechanical failure or just climatic conditions. This is a grave loss to that country, and the government has announced 5 days of official mourning as a result. And this is a very tragic development. The United States has lost uh, heads of state, heads of government in the past, but not recently. Uh, Actually, Iran within my lifetime has lost two presidents while they were in office. One in the early 80s because of a terrorist incident in 1981, and this one just recently. So this has caused a great mourning in Iran and some circles in the Middle East. Iran and its allies in Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, and other places. Conversely, I doubt if any tears will be shed in Israel because of his demise. Iran has been an arch enemy and virulent uh, opponent in support of Israel's enemies, even goes as far as to launch missiles and rockets in their direction. I saw a news item the other day from one of the Israeli newspapers. There were several rabbis, um, radical right-wing rabbis, who said this is cause for celebration in Israel. They called him the hangman of Tehran for his policies, both domestically and vis-a-vis Israel. Also, the International Criminal Court has levied indictments against the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, and I guess to show that they were not biased on one side, they also indicted three leaders of Hamas, the organization that Israel is currently at war with. But there was a saying, I don't know who originated the saying that one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. So, so to Israel enemies, Netanyahu is a bona fide terrorist, certified terrorist. Where in Israel, uh, the late president of Iran would fit that definition. In my view, without passing judgment on either one, I would say that any person who takes the life of an unarmed non-combatant, to my mind, that meets the definition of a terrorist. and they should be dealt with and judged accordingly, either within their own country or with or by international bodies charged with that responsibility, so that in some quarters this developments will be celebrated, in other quarters the death of Mr. Raisi and the indictment of Netanyahu will be met with consternation and regret. That's my take on it. Thank you. 3, and I'd like to comment briefly on a fortunate incident happened the other day. Young man down in Virginia unfortunately lost his life in a tragic accident. People assumed to be an accident. Young man, rising rap artist, was on TikTok. I believe his rap name was Kylo Huncho. Kind of a interesting name. I guess in the middle of the video, trying to impress his friends or his peers, playing with a loaded firearm. Now, I don't know whether he knew the firearm was loaded or not, but the firearms experts and instructors always caution you, if you're handling a firearm, treat it like it is always loaded, whether it's loaded or not. And that's something they teach you in the military too. Treat that weapon that is always loaded and at no time pointed at anybody unless you have to. Unfortunately, this young man did not follow those protocols, and the firearm went off, and he lost his life as a result. Then I've commented on this many times about there seemed to be a proclivity or a link between rap artists and gun violence. And seeing to me, this is just another example of that. Unfortunate example. Young man living with his parents, and I don't know how he got access to this firearm. Only child of a single parent, a great loss, a grievous loss to his mother. So I think that this is a case in point, not only to the requirements of safely securing a firearm, but a case in point that it seems this rap music, it glorifies sometimes, not all the time, it glorifies guns and violence and machismo and look at me. Matter of fact, Tupac Shakur many years ago had a record or album called All Eyes on Me. So it has a lot to do with egotism. Has a lot to do with narcissism and machismo, and very masculine uh, virility, and sometimes it overrides common sense and and logic. So I would say that this should be an example that the young people should not follow, because the consequences may ultimately be disastrous. And that's my take on it. And God rest him, may rest in peace, and condolences to his family and his loved ones. Thank you.